And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, in the beginning, it is better to understand how we going to practice. So, in the beginning, keep relax your body and neck head straight in one line and bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And let your inhalation, exhalation happen itself. So when the inhalation, exhalation happens in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and through the sensation of that inhalation, exhalation, recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. So that is the first step you're going to observe. And let your body, your mind, your breathing to settle down. And when the mind settle down with the inhalation, exhalation, and little by little bring your attention to observe the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, and this is the end of the inhalation or exhalation. So with that, and follow the entire continuation, and from there, some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. You just recognize the very nature of it. And this anything you're not doing yourself. This everything happen itself naturally. And when it happen, just recognize. That recognition is the important thing. So, and don't try to interfere with the inhalation or exhalation. Don't try to maintain, or don't try to hold or count or something like that. Always remember, be very clear, just to recognize, and through that recognition, keep follow. So your inhalation, exhalation is the primary mental object, and then when your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again, and stay with it, and let everything to settle down. So in a certain level, you will see, you can experience how the body, mind, and breathing settle down itself when you keep practice again and again. And sometimes in the beginning, it may be not easy, but little bit keep practice yourself. Take it easy. And you don't need to be so hurry or push too much. Just let things to settle down. And once you get into that, and then your observation always should be with your own experience, nothing beyond your experience. No any imagination. Don't interfere with any thoughts. So when the body, mind, and the breathing settle down, from there we go to observe the 5 aggregates. And your inhalation, exhalation, it's itself the form. And from there, and observe deeply and recognize how the feelings arise according to inhalation and exhalation. And because when the inhalation happens, different feelings, when the exhalation happen, different feelings. So it doesn't, you are not focusing to inhalation or exhalation. Now you are focusing to the feelings. And according to that feelings, the sensation also going to become different. And the feelings can be pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, and the sensation and can be different according to that. And then from there, and slowly recognize how your thought behavior happening and following that inhalation and exhalation. Mental formation, recognition, as a long inhalation, as a short inhalation, warm or cold, so like that. And then the entire process, you recognize the cognition happen, recognition happen, awareness arise. All these five happen as one. So just to introduce, we separate this everything part by parts. But important thing is, in the beginning, you're not going to maybe see this separately because it is so sharp. Only thing is just stay with the process, stay with the process. And then you will see little by little, little by little. Another thing is, from there, and now when the inhalation happens, this all the five aggregates change. When the exhalation happen, all these five aggregates change. So the moment by moment change, once you able to recognize, that recognition will help you to calm down and relax and stay with the process again and again and again, without interfering with the thoughts or without interfering with that your own experience in that very moment, and try to stay with the very clear mind. So that is important. So whatever experience you in the last moment, don't bring to the next moment. So let go that experience. It become a profitable skill for you to always stay in the process. So remember that whatever the experience, maybe you feel something pleasant, or maybe you feel unpleasant, or maybe you are neutral. Don't carry that experience to your next moment. Your mind always anchoring to the present moment of experience. Remember that. And when you experience that present moment, no comparison, and also no any kind of desire, and just observe with the very clear empty mind. So that way you become very clear with the present moment, and that clarity will bring the confidence for that moment. So then you go to next moment with that confidence and clarity, and what will happen, that continuation of the clarity and the confidence, and bring more awareness and the tranquility state. So then your tranquility state going to become stable, and your awareness going to become sharp and clear. And not only that, that is where the effort going to become 100% activate. So this is the process that you go. Always remember, stay with the inner experience. Don't try to go here and there. So that is what the practice that you need. And that is where you cultivating, that is where you developing the mind with the moment by moment process. So when it comes to that, when you experience the change again and again, now you can see the change very clearly. That is the change what the Buddha mentioned as impermanent. Not this outside, it is what is happening within yourself. So then always anchoring your effort towards that, and see what you experience, how it changed. Another thing is, it's only one experience happening in one moment, and go with it. So that is where once you experience that change, slowly what is happening, the desire or looking for satisfaction with this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, start to release and fade off. It's kind of like that the whatever you look for, open eyes and look for pictures or the colors or the waiting for sound and waiting for aromas, waiting for taste, looking for sensation, and even the ideas. We have a deeper, strong desire to collect ideas. It's going crazy around the world. Every day we are keep chasing, looking new things, looking new things. But when you come to deeper this moment, you slowly settle down with your own experience. And it brings the calmness, relax, comfort, confident. So that is what you need in the beginning. And once you have that, so the kama chanda, first hindrance, and slowly disappear. It takes time, but little by little, once you know, just I explain just to know the process. But there are two ways, remember, study part of the meditation and the practice part of the meditation. This all information only for study part of the meditation. And when it comes to practice part, forget this all and just stay focused and again stay with the confident and the clear mind. And from there, now you see the change, and then the desires go away and you slowly become more comfortable with your inner practice and you settle down. When the desire go away, no resistance or the anger or nothing go against or nothing come against. Why? Because you drop the desire. And that is where you feel more relaxed, comfortable, that the connection and the compassion. So, and then the third level of hindrance, sloth and torpor, and the tiredness, heaviness, lethargic, the othanic, this the mindset disappear, sleepiness disappear, you awake. So that awaken happen as a inner awaken. So as you know, in like Satori, when Zen practice Satori, and in a yoga practice Kevalya, in that Kevalya you heard the inner, the pose arise as Kundalini. See that there is a deeper, when the body, mind, breathing get connected, that connection bring the energy that related with this universal being. So it you cannot get it from this outside. You cannot get it through this multivitamin or any kind of using any machines. It is happening naturally, related with your nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system and sympathetic nerve system and parasympathetic nerve system. So when this nerve system balance, that balance bring the awareness to entire nerve system to activate at one time. That activation bring the connection to the head to toes, each and every cell. And when the each and every cell, just imagine, start work to 100%, that it going to bring enormous energy, the strong energy, and even it is stronger than the electricity. That maybe if you know the science, that you know that our heart has create certain kind of electricity moment by moment. Our this whole nerve system create electricity moment by moment that is stronger than this outside electricity. And as you know that average person only, even the at advanced level of the scientists only use the brain 10% more than normally people don't use more than that. But when you come to this level, what is happening, the entire body, it is just not only the brain, it's not just one part activate in our body. The entire body, once it start to work as one, it's going to shift your very being itself to a different level. And that is where the transformation happening. Because otherwise, why? Because we have enormous the habit or the history and the pattern inside us with the muscle memory, with the memory with the blood, and the memory with the bodily, mentally, verbal action. This everything related with the conventional life. Sloth and Thofa, when your this body that slowly that come out of that nature, what is happening, you are completely going to become different person in that level. So as example, this if I give some other reference with the physically, so if you feel heavy and frustrated, and when you have a disturbed and unhappy mind, and you addicted to sugar and maybe alcohol or smoking or sleeping, so that kind of things, and then again you addicted to salt, and so this kind of things happening. And but if you take a kind of like a walk or the run or do some workout or exercise or yoga, and you're going to become change. So it is just a physical change. And so according to the condition of your mind, remember, whatever happening with our five senses going to change. It is a natural process. It is not I do or you do. It's not nothing to do with the subject and the object. It's a completely this natural process happening, and the subject and the object, the both the one. So, and I do this to become that way. It is not like that. When you do that way, you become itself like that. So in the sloth and thofa, this is what happening. You completely transform into to higher level of awareness and the consciousness, and you transform to higher level of being. And that is where all these cancer cells and the all this muscle memory, even genetically, you're going to become completely different person in this level. Because this everything they physically hold that from our ancestors, whatever your grandparents carried, and you know it coming as the DNA. So like cancer and sometimes behavior. And so this kind of, we never bring from our history any kind of good DNA, like compassion, generosity. It's not like your grandparents was wise and you also wise by genetically. No, we all carry all the unnecessary garbage from the history. So what is happening in the sloth and thofa, when it clear, you're going to become completely new person, even for that moment. So that's why, and try to stay inside and keep practicing with it, and knowingly the benefit going to be completely for you. And so then from there, you stay in the present moment, and again, now you completely head to toes, your limit become to, you are very limited to your inner experience. This body is the world. So in that very moment, you're not depending from past or the future. You are always in the present moment. And then there is no comparison related with the past or the future. And so then the last one, the doubt regarding the method or the practice itself. And now you experiencing this, and that is where you recognize what is the teachings of the Buddha, and that is where you're going to recognize who is the Buddha. Because just looking at these statues or the documentaries or the pictures, that is Buddha is different. As you know, in Sri Lanka we have different Buddha, India have the Indian Buddha, Thai have their own Thai Buddha, Chinese have their Buddha, Korean have their Buddha, Vietnam have their Buddha. That Buddha is different. But out of this all, the teachings, what the real Buddha means. So Dhammam Passati, so Mam Passati. When you see the real Dharma, what is the Buddha mentioned, that is where you're going to really recognize who's the Buddha. And that you're going to recognize without image. That recognition is so powerful than what you see through this image. So this is the process, and only thing you have to do just stay in the path again and again, again and again. Don't give up. So with knowingly, this is what you're doing for yourself, for your clarity, to become a better person yourself with a deeper understanding. So that is the only thing you gain, and that is what you need, not outside result or nothing else. And this is not a magic. This is you recognizing your true nature. So let's do a little bit practice, and then we'll see. So bring your right palm to your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And neck head straight in one line, and let your whole body weight go down, and scan head to toes and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment. With this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of the inhalation and exhalation. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times, and find the sensation, please. And bring your attention and stay with the sensation. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Don't interfere with the thoughts. Just be completely be free, relax. With very clear mind, observe. Stay with your own experience, moment by moment. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, this village, this city, this state, this country, this world, and this universe. And as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, and stars, reminding ourselves like this. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion, beginning from your heart, forward to your backside, to your left side, to your right side, downward and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So dear Dhamma friends, today we're going to understand about resistance. So the resistance is something unrest us. When you have a resistance, the very nature of it always make us unrest. Not only us, that the other part of also make it unrest. So what is resistance? How the resistance happens? The resistance happen in three ways: bodily, verbally, and mentally. The most strongest resistance is mental resistance. So what is the resistance? When you have an idea regarding something and another person also have an idea, if your idea is different from the other person idea, or the opinion, when you have opinion regarding something and another person have different opinion, in between these two come together, the resistance happens. When you have an opinion regarding something and another person having opinion regarding the same thing, and that opinion is different than your opinion or the idea, and that is where the resistance happen. So this, then you can apply it to body. So you have a bodily action regarding something and another person having a bodily action regarding the same object in a different way, and then the bodily, that the actions going to become resist, and then what is happening? Unrest going to arise. So the verbally the same. You have an idea, you try to explain or express your idea through verbal regarding something, and then another person having the different kind of ideas regarding the same object, and then the verbal resistance happen. That's it's arguments. So the mentally the same. So the mental resistance is so stronger than you think the bodily or verbally action. Why? Because that mental resistance and develop the proliferation and develop the current inside you with your own thoughts, and then it has power to become bigger, stronger than other two actions. So then when we give the opinions regarding something, when we have the idea regarding something, how the resistance can happen? Why this resistance, like this unbalance come? Why this one person have a different idea and why another person having a different idea regarding something? How this can happen? So the very important thing when it come to, as example, that just regarding this pen, maybe why another person having different idea regarding this pen and I going to give a different idea. So the very important thing, what the first thing that you have to understand, we all have a personal experience. So when our ideas or when our opinions based with our personal experience, it always going to be different. Why? My personal experience not going to be the same like your personal experience. And according to the time, space, and the matter, then according to three categories, we all going to be different. So then, how that we can come to a idea or opinion without resistance. When you and I able to observe this without our personal experience or without our past experience or without our thoughts, you and me able to experience this pen as the same way. So how we going to be different? When our opinion, so when our idea, when our past experience interfere with our present experience, present moment, and that is where we both going to be different. That is where the resistance happen. So it happened bodily, with the bodily action, it can happen with the verbal action, with it can happen with the mental action, it can happen. So that is what you see every day in everywhere. And we are more attached to our personal experience. And when it comes to conversation, if you able to listen this very carefully, when you come to a conversation or when you come to an action, if you able to listen or see, do anything without your past experience, with your fully awareness, with your 100% availability, not holding yourself half, with your 100%, that called present, being present yourself in the moment, you are available with the open mind 100%, and with the very clear mind. In that mind there is no any single thought related with your past experience. If you able to hear or listen to somebody or something, there is no resistance going to happen within yourself. When there is no resistance, there is no unbalance in you. When there is no resistance, there is no restlessness in you. So, because that resistance itself take you out of the balance. When you go out of the balance itself, that when you go out of the balance with that unbalance, you again go to the same thing, again go to same thing. Then what is happening again and again, again and again, you go with it. So I learned this first when I practice Aikido. Because in the Aikido is the one of the great martial art. If you are able to practice in your life, or if you are able to teach your children one day, try to teach them. And it is one of the best martial art that carry this quality. No resistance, just receive. And when you able to receive without holding anything, you find the balance. When you are balanced, you're strong. But we think we hold it to our things, we going to be strong. No, it make us unbalanced. And that finding balance with being empty is a different method. And sometimes if you try to think about it, it make you crazy sometimes. It is very difficult to understand how it is possible. Why? Because we cultured, we brainwashed, we learned the different way. That's why we say, if somebody hit, you have to hit. And if somebody blame, you blame. That's how we live. But receiving is different art. Even the deeper religions, if you look at the different other religions, and they also teach about this very deeply, even in the Bible. That's why when somebody hit you, you available for the person more and more. You're not going to resist, because that availability make you strong. And that when you become stronger with that availability, and you able to overcome the situation. That overcome is completely different overtaking. Remember that. So when we have the resistance idea, or the restlessness, we always try to overtake. But overcome is it happening within ourselves. It is not about anybody. So when you try to overtake, it's always related with the something or somebody outside. But here we overcome means we overcome our own restlessness, our own unbalance. So the art of come out of this resistance is the very first thing. That's why even in the 5 hindrance, the second one, that when you don't have the anger, so you don't have the resistance. So why? Because in the first level, you drop the desire. So desire, when you drop the desire, you become neutral. And that in that neutral moment, you are available for any direction. But if you hold it to the idea or action or opinion or something, anything, if you hold it to that and you don't see, you become very limited to that. That when you become very limited itself, you are weak. That weakness you don't see. And that weakness, the weakness never can take you to strong. The weakness always rebuild the weakness. So if you find little balance, the balance has no nature take you to weakness. The balance always take you to balance. But the thing is, with the culture, with the history, even with our own experience, when something happens, when we hear something, when we try to do something, we listen this very carefully and then study yourself. You have an imprint idea regarding something. That imprint idea, it can happen to anybody. And it can happen in regarding your own, and you have an imprint idea already. It like a blueprint. That idea about the thought about your wife, your husband, your children, your parents, and all the material things that you have at your home. You have imprint idea regarding that. And that idea is so personal to you. Just imagine it's even regarding the TV, regarding the chair. So then regarding the remote, you have an imprint, your personal idea. So then at home, when everybody trying to watch TV, what is happening? You bring your imprint idea regarding TV, then other person also bring the imprint idea regarding the. So that both depending from the past experience, the both not going to be in the present. So that is where the resistance happen. And that resistance has power to accumulate the restlessness. the restlessness, little by little, little by little, little by little, you accumulate. It's like garbage. It's like dust. Look, you clean today your home, your house and everything. And within another 1 week, see everywhere how the dust collect. The same thing happening. When you unrest, when you unbalance, when you unhappy, it collect dust inside you. That unhappiness going to be within yourself, little by little, little by little, it accumulate. It happened to the other side also. It can happen to good also. They both the mental formations, both sanskara. So the both related with the thought. There's nothing else, just the thought, but it again and again, again and again going to happen. So then yourself, remember, whenever, if you want to come out of the resistance, the very first thing that you have to do, be available 100% with the clear mind. And that availability will able to listen or hear or accept the other person action. In that acceptance, because other person may be related with the past experience, but you are in the present, very present moment, very fresh new person you. In that very acceptance and the deeper, you overcome that your very being, and that overcome that moment. It's kind of exactly same like in the vipassana level of the observing deeply, the overcome and recognizing the 5 hindrance, and right away you get out of the hindrance, and then there is no any kind of arguments and any kind of that conflict in between actions. How peaceful it is, how profitable it is. That doesn't mean you're going to lose, because we have idea, oh, then we're going to lose. You already won. It's not a winning it is not like a winning over somebody. It is you overtake inside. Because look at the world, who can win? Who won the world? That we had the First World War and Second World War, and then we had many kind of wars around the world. And look today, who won that any war? No one win. With the heavy artilleries, with the heavy, the bombs and the machine guns, so nuclear bombs, people had wars in the world. Look today, who won? Nobody won. So then how about with your husband, wife, children, or the friends or the neighbors? Do you think you're going to win with this just arguments? Are you going to win this fight, or just the struggling with the physical? For the moment, it's going to become a struggle, but what is happening? Only you get the unrest and unhappiness and unbalance within yourself. So it is better you're not going to go into it. When something happens, just release yourself and give if whatever other person, just give it. And that way you're going to learn something. And that is why in the deeper level, in the physically, I used to practice this when I practice Aikido. And I didn't have that much idea, but later, little by little, I understood. So if somebody asks, give me this pen, if I say, take it, there's nothing. But if I start tell, no, I'm not going to give it, this is my pen, then what will happen? The situations come, we both may be going to lose the pen, and it going to completely become different environment later. But somebody come and say, give me this pen, and if I give this pen, that doesn't mean that person going to experience this pain. Having something doesn't mean that person going to have it. Remember that. That what maybe you can claim it as yours. Look at the world today. And even we have our own human nature. That becoming just a human doesn't mean you experience the beauty of the mind. The same thing with this material world. The having something doesn't mean that that person going to experience it. If there is a person is going to use this pen better than me, of course somehow it is better that person have this pen. But maybe I hold it with, and maybe it related to me. If somebody come and tell, give me this pen, without argument, I going to give this pen. Maybe that person doesn't know about anything regarding this pen. Remember, even for the moment he can hold this pen, but this pen never going to be with that person. Physically, maybe it not going to be with me in this very moment because other person come and took it. But that doesn't mean I lose my pen. So like that, my dear friends, always remember the learning this art with the meditation and understanding deeper yourself is itself in this very moment giving you very peace, balance, harmony, tranquility state as a person yourself to live. And especially in day-to-day life with your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, when situations arise, that is where you mostly get unrest. So it should not happen. So then remember yourself, don't resist, always release, let go, accept things and be available to be empty. Don't claim regarding anything, but that doesn't mean, remember, you're not going to lose anything. Whatever deserve, whatever belong to you, it's going to be with you. So when you trust this art day by day, you will see how much energy you can protect, how much energy you can keep and use it for good things. So remember this, and day by day, just practice. Just listening this doesn't mean you're going to get it. It is by practice you're going to see how beautiful this art. So with that, I'm going to tell you a story. And there was a village, duck village, all the ducks. And these ducks every Sunday go to church. That from everywhere, hundred ducks, these ducks, and they come and walking, and they have their own roads, own the own path, and they have their own church. So the Sunday morning, it's so busy entire village. Everybody, all from child to oldest, everybody come like walking back like that. Everywhere the sound. And then they go to church, and then they have a duck priest, very old and very religious. And everybody have their own place. They go to church, and also they have a duck Bible. And so that day, this Sunday, and they went to the church, and the priest came, duck priest, and he came and took the Bible and start to read that day the paragraph, the creation of the duck, and the paragraph this, and the creation and the liberation. And when the duck, the manifest, when their life start, the God gave the power them to fly like eagles. And they have power to fly to any direction in the sky. and they have feathers, independence, and no one hold that. No one claim and regarding their feathers that no anyone can claim any authority. Whoever receive the feathers, it belong to them, and then the sky belong to them, and any direction, and even that whatever the power have, like the eagles, and then this all the ducks similar have powers to everybody. So the priest all start to read this everything, and then end of the paragraph, and they say, and the God after create this duck and gave freedom to go wherever and the way they want, and all the ducks, and listening to that, and all the ducks said Amen, and then and walk to their places same way they came. We human the same, and think about it yourself, and you will see something. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patient courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you. Thank you very much, everyone.